12 Sports original. You know, moms are pretty special, superheroes in every way. They're like the glue. Even when you can't see them, they're still holding things together. Some moms are mothers to their kids. Others are mothers to others. For 4 decades out at ASU, mom is a great title for their longtime tennis coach. Some jobs never change.
Been here 40 years, so about 3 or 4 times a day.
The wardrobe sure hasn't.
As an East Coaster, we call them sneakers rather than tennis shoes.
But it's about to.
You know how people say, oh yeah, it's going to be great in retirement. You'll cut down on all your expenses and things like that. I'm like, I'm going to have more. I'm going to have to buy some clothes.
How many times have you just worn an ASU shirt to work?
Every day. 6 days a week. Sometimes 7. Hi, Sada.
This is every day, the past 40 years for ASU women's tennis coach Sheila McInerney.
A couple more, I'll give you a little break.
But finally, the final day is coming. Sheila, as she lets her players call her, is retiring in June.
You know when it's time. I mean, 40 years, you know, I'm no spring chicken. I feel like I am, but, you know, moving into a new conference, I think it's sort of a good time to transition out.
40 years worth of games, sets, and matches, known for her competitiveness.
Like, remember when we lost it, you threw the water bottle against the wall in the tea room? Like, I don't remember. They were laughing at, you know. I like that open stance there. Yeah. Woo. It's all right. It's all right. A lot of the stuff that they remember, I don't remember. That's what makes it funny. Yeah, kiddo, well done. Good work.
But more importantly, her kindness.
You know, I started out as probably their older sister, morphed into their mother. Now I'm actually the age of some of their grandparents, so maybe that's like the time to like, okay, Sheila.
Day one on the job back at ASU was in 1984.
Storage areas used to be our team room. And we still has, yeah, oh yeah, and it had no air conditioning. It still doesn't have air conditioning.
Back then, Sheila was very good on the court.
I do more feeding now because these kids, you know, when I first got here at 26 years old, I was probably as good, if not better, than a lot of the kids on the team. So I do all the hitting.
Playing since she was 8 years old, Sheila was a 4-time All-American and a 3-time national champion at USC. Once pushed Billie Jean King to 3 sets in the 3rd round of the '77 U.S. Open. Coaching came natural.
I've tried to be a good teammate for sure.
Her resume reads like the longest tenured coach in ASU history. 36 consecutive NCAA championship appearances. But this is her legacy.
Just really good kids for 40 years, you know. So a lot of texts from them the last day or so. But it's been great.
Sheila doesn't have any kids of her own, but she's got 40 years of mom experience.
All my kids are having kids, you know. I think it's been 25 weddings over the years. Yeah, and one of the players, I won't mention name, but I've been to hers twice.
And now it's her kids who are paying it forward.
You know, for me too, to see a lot of these kids that I recruited, you know, as players, now they're young women coaching. So I've seen a lot of them, you know, a lot of them have sort of, you know, told me, hey, look, you've been a great role model and things like that. And I couldn't be more grateful. I think that's the word when he asked me. It would be gratitude.
Mom, mentor, coach. Thank you, Sheila. Man, let me tell you something, guys. She was an absolute joy to talk to.
Yes.
The things she has seen out there at ASU, you know, she's seen that campus really transform.
Sure.
But the same drive to work. So it's going to be a little difficult not making the drive. But it was really cool to see after the announcement of her retirement. I mean, we're talking, you name like a tennis figure in this world, they probably reached out, said something about her. I mean, she is that well known across tennis. ASU's been incredibly lucky to have her for 40 years.
And what you said is really true. If you had a daughter who could play tennis and was good enough to play collegiate tennis, like that's who you wanted.
That's who you wanted. Something tells me she won't be too far.
Yeah.
You know, she still can play, she still can hit. And something tells me she won't be too far. But those kids have been, how cool to learn from her.
Yeah, and she's made so many connections that all of those students are still going to be in her life.
There's probably another wedding or two to go to move forward.
Babies,
grandbabies, all the above.
All right, Cam, thank you.